जयगुरु संक्षिप्त स्तोत्र वंदना। ओम ब्रह्मानंदम परम सुखदम केवलम ज्ञानमूर्ति द्वंद्वातीतम गगन सदृशम तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलं अचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। जय गुरु। श्री श्री ठाकुरंकर अपार करुणा बलरू आम माने पुणी ए सप्ताहर निगम स्वाध्याय अनुसरण अपूर्व पंथार सेवारे आमे समस्ते ठीक समय जोग दे सेवाटी को आरंभ करिथिबारु श्री श्री ठाकुरंकर श्री चरण कमल तले अनंत कोटि प्रणिपात कृतज्ञता तथा अजस्र प्रणाम। एवं जो मानक सहयोगरु ए सेवाटी दिन पर दिन मास पर मास एवं वर्ष पर वर्ष आगे चली सेमानक समस्तଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ श्री श्री ठाकुर महाराजଙ୍କ पाखरे अनंत कोटि प्रणिपात एवं से समस्त को ठाकुर आशीर्वाद करंतु यही भलिया एक प्रार्थना जनाई आमे आजिर सेवा आरंभ करिबा। आमे पिला मानकर आम जो जीवन इंग्लिश जीवनी पढ़ा होची प्राय समर वैकेशन सरी आसलानी तेणु आम टिके ता उपरे गुरुत्व दबा टिके जमती कहती पुराण बढ़ाई दबा तेणु टिके शीघ्र सारिबा तेणु से मानक उपरे टिके बेसी आरोप करी अन्य बही को टिके कम समय करिबा कारण से बहीटी सारीगला परे पुणी एई दीटी बही आमर फुल फ्लेज रे आमे पढ़िबा। So without wasting much of the time, we have got today Vishwatma Das Bhai from Surat Shakha Sangha. So he is going to do Swadhyay from English Jivani. Jayaguru Vishwatma Bhai.
Jayaguru Bhai, Jayaguru.
Swadhyay Seva, Jayaguru.
Jayaguru. जयगुरु भाई माँ मान समस्त जयगुरु स्टार्ट कर भाई।
जयगुरु।
जयगुरु। One day Thakur Maharaj told him, Durga Charan, day after tomorrow is the birthday of Leela Narayani. Can you bring some milk from your village? As expected, Durga Charan readily agreed as he did not want to lose the rare scope to serve him. On that day, Durga Charan arrived with milk but was delayed as he had to walk 15 to 20 kilometers on the seashore. On his arrival, Thakur Maharaj told him, Durga Charan, today you would be initiated along with Nrupal. Knowing his problem and anxiety, he continued, you don't have to arrange anything. I have already done the arrangement. Go, take your bath and come soon. Durga Charan Bhai was stunned as he knew people used to wait for years to take Diksha from him. He is proposing to give initiation on his own, and added to this, he has already made the arrangement spending money to purchase the required materials. Durga Charan, with tears in his eyes, thought only God can be so compensate, none else. By this singular act, Thakur Maharaj did prove himself as the sea of compassion and Daya Sindhu. Before that, Iswar Sahu, Balaji Raju, and Dinabandhu Deo had taken initiation from Thakur. Now Durgacharan Bhai, Ekadasa Bhai, Govinda Bhai, Nrupal ji took the initiation. Before that, once Govinda Bhai, sitting near the feet of Thakur, fainted and brought back to normalcy by those present there. Looking that at the prostrated figure, Thakur, Thakur said, "Perhaps this chap is Govinda." That chap Govinda. Regarding his fainting on that day, he disclosed that he saw Thakur being seated at the center of very bright light, and he fainted observing the Jyotirmay Vigraha of Thakur. He was blessed with a very rare vision of Parambrahma. Chaitanya Charan Das was the service holder in the Samaj Press. Gopabandhu Press was producing maximum number of Odia newspaper at Cuttack, where he somehow got a copy of Yogi Guru. Immediately he became interested to meet his writer. Through letters he came to know that Swami Nigamananda was staying at Puri. He lost no time and cycling 85 kilometers he reached Puri. When he went to Nilanchal Kutir, he was denied entrance as he had not made any prior appointment. The Sevak told him that he should come some other time. How could the Sevak know that Chaitanya Bhai had waited months for this day to arrive and come to Puri by cycling from Cuttack? Chaitanya Bhai, true to his nature, did not say a word and waited outside the Niranchal Kutir. The Sevak, after hours, found him seated on the veranda and told him a lighter voice, "Go to the temple and come back taking Mahaprasad. We will try to let you meet Thakur." Chaitanya Bhai did as he was told, and in the evening, an elderly person, father of Durgacharan Bhai, took him to Thakur, who was seated on a chair. Chaitanya Bhai fell on the ground and, when seated, could not take his eyes off from his face. Later, Chaitanya Bhai and his wife took the initiation from him. In this regard, the help rendered by Durgacharan Bhai is praiseworthy. This is so happened that this simple-minded, dedicated Chaitanya Bhai became president of Nilanchal Saraswata Sangha after the demise of Sri Raghunath Pati Bhai. One day in the morning, Thakur was seated on the chair surrounded by his Odia disciples. He suddenly said, "Last night I had a divine inspiration. If you have come to me, let you people not play a child game. Let us make the meeting a serious one." After a pause, he continued, "You will form a Sangha, union. The Sangha will be named Nirachal Saraswata Sangha. I will be its president and you all be its member. Your objective will be to re-establish Sanatan Dharma on earth through Adarsa Grihastha Jivana Gatana. To lead an ideal household life, Sangha Sakti Pratishtha, empowering supremacy of union, the Bhava Vinimaya, exchange of emotion, emotion and ideas, and Nitipatan, sorry, Jayaguru, to adapt the moral principle in life. Looking at the devotees, he said, "You people will keep my Vigraha photo in a clean place of your house and worship it. You will not hide anything from the Vigraha, and you should express your spiritual experience and desire from my Vigraha. You will lead your family life and social life ideally as I have directed you." It was the most auspicious day and decision was a historic one. He expressed his desire to establish another spiritual institution when his already established institution was at its peak. Most important, he did not affiliate the newborn institution with Assam Bangya Saraswata Matha, which, which was the practice of the day. It is obvious that he had pinned so much hope on its newly born institution, Nilachal Saraswata Sangha, to realize to release his dream and give shape to his expressed and unexpressed desires. Thus, by his personal desire, Nilachal Saraswata Sangha took its birth and took the vow to function under his direct guidance till the date of dissolution. Nilachal Saraswata Sangha in his brainchild, or rather in his hobby. He had to take care of it. He had to nourish it. On the other hand, it is the natural for the newborn baby to depend upon him for his survival and upbringing. After some day, Thakur had gone to Calcutta and wrote a letter to Nilachar Kutir about the date of its return. Durgacharan Bhai and other including Ananda Brahmachari, who was his favorite sevak, went to the station and welcomed him with garland on his arrival. Nilachal Kutir being illuminated with divine light getting from him back again. One day after his return, while he was sitting on sea beach, he slumped and rested on his elbow, called others for help. Durgacharan Bhai ran to Kutir to inform others. All the disciples rushed to the spot where he was sitting. He had discovered by the time they reached him, and he seemed to be very weak. Other helped him to rickshaw and brought him to Kutir. At Kutir, he slept for an hour and then he sat inclined on a pillow. Everybody was anxious to know what happened but did not dare to ask. Knowing their anxiety, he said, "Yesterday at daytime, while taking nap, I had a dream. Mother Tara came in front of Sulabha Devi, adopted mother of Narayani. The doors and windows were all closed and I was suffocating. I thought I was on a train. Then she came and put me on her lap. I felt like a small child. She rose and started walking. I followed her. She walked very fast and it was very dark. We have almost reached a place and I saw a very brightly lighted place and woke up. After the dream, I am feeling very weak physically. Message was sent to Calcutta and a local doctor was called to examine him. The doctor, after the thorough examination, said that nothing is wrong with him. Perhaps it was a memoratory dizziness which happens at this age. After the doctor's departure, Thakur Maharaj said, "No, it is not like that. Something is happening within me." After few hours, the disciples were relieved to find that he had gained his posture and color of the face. Few days before Samilani was to be held, the Odia disciples wanted to go there and sought permission from Thakur to attend it. He thought for a while and said, "Why don't you hold the Samilani here?" They said, "Where from we get the money?" Among us, Banamali Bhai is a lawyer and the president of Zilla board. He can contribute some money, but we are all penniless. How can we arrange food from hundred of devotees? He said gravely, you give me 100 rupees and I will arrange everything. Write a letter to Kokilamukh about the next Samilani to be held at Puri. Nobody dared to oppose him, but in the mind they thought about the impossibility of the proposal. Durgacharan Bhai believed him and asked Banamali Bhai to write the letter. Banamali Bhai, as the senior member, has been chosen as vice president of Nilachal Saraswata Sangha, and on this capacity, he wrote a letter to the chief of Assam Bangia Saraswata Matha. After day one, of the devotees wrote the letter to Banamali Bhai asking him who had invited the devotees to Puri for Samilani. Thakur was informed about the contents of the letter. Thakur became visibly annoyed and told him, "Write a letter and tell him that Karta, proprietor, has himself is going to conduct Samilani here." Durgacharan Bhai asked him, "Thakur, you are visiting different place. If you would be away, then who will guide us?" Thakur said, "Do not worry. Few days before commencement of Samilani, I will come back to Puri." Everybody became happy. Thakur's health condition did not improve. Many doctors were called to examine him. He was kept under constant watch. He was treated by homeopathy doctors and naturopathies, but his condition showed no sign of improvement. Pani Babu and other prominent devotees arrived from Calcutta, and it was decided that Thakur should go to Calcutta for better treatment. Though Thakur followed his daily habit, he seemed to be lost in thoughts. Most of the time, he remained thoughtful. On one occasion, he said his Odia devotees, "I do not know what is happening to me. Perhaps my last day on the world is coming near." Listening to this, everybody became sad, and one of the devotees asked Thakur, "What will happen to us? Where would we go?" He smiled and said, "Nothing is going to happen to you. You will remain with me as before." After the pause, he continued seriously, "The body of mine is not your Thakur. He who resides in the body is your Thakur. The moment I discard, Jayaguru bhai, my physical body, each of your heart will become my adobe. I am guiding you now, and I will continue to do so even after my death. There will be absolutely no difference." Worries and sadness of the Odia devotees grew as the date of his departure to Calcutta came nearer, but they continued their service to him as before, hiding their state of mind. One day, while going in the rickshaw, Thakur said, "I have committed in my will that ownership of Nilachal Kutir is to be handed over to Manu. After my death, she or her children will worship my Vigraha at Kutir. Otherwise, you people will make arrangement of worship of Vigraha by some good Brahmin. My body is to be buried here." Then he continued, "You people will keep the kutir like what it is right now. My bed, the chair, and all the materials are to be kept in such a manner that observing those people will not feel my absence and will rather think I have gone out and would rather return soon." In this regard, he gave an example of Ramakrishna Paramahansa residence being kept inside Kali Mandir. After few days, he said to Durgacharan Bhai, "It is difficult for you to accompany me and follow the rickshaw. I get pleasure in the company of you and Nrupal. In your absence, which is rare, I feel as if something is missing." After that day, they always accompanied him in his evening journey. On 6/11/1935, they were following the rickshaw taking Thakur. Thakur said, "Today I am feeling very happy and relaxed. My body is no more capable to contain my spiritual energy. I have either to discard it or come back from Samadhi, rejuvenating the body. If I die, the divine energy stored in me will automatically enter into my devotees." After thinking for a while, he said, "Those who have become my devotees will achieve emancipation in their present life, and those who do not love me sincerely but are following my direction will take another bath and become disciples of other gurus of their time." One of the devotees asked, "Thakur, can we see you as we see you today after you leave this earth?" His family reply was, "Yes, you can see me in this form. After my death, if you concentrate on Jayaguru Japa, continued utterance, the Japa will go on constantly even while you are asleep. Then you can feel my presence through your mind." He was asked very crucial question, "Thakur, you are telling us that you will discard your physical body. Then who will become Guru after you?" He replied, "No, I am not handling over charge of Guru to anybody. I will remain as your Guru even after my death. If after my death I will find a suitable medium and I will entrust my responsibility of Guru on him. Otherwise, I will remain as Guru like now and continue to guide you as Guru of all time to come." On the advice of doctors, he was given radiation treatment for 3 days, but the situation did not improve. He stopped being treated and said, "I have endured enough. I will be going to Calcutta. Let me see what happens there." It was 12/11/1935, and as usual, he went on his evening journey. Next day, he had to leave for Calcutta. On the day of his departure to Calcutta, The devotees accompanied him to visit important places of Puri. The rickshaw moving through Machirakut, Marichikot lane stopped in front of Sri Jagannath temple. He paid his respect to Lord Jagannath and said to no one in particular, "This is my last darshan of Lord Jagannath." In the evening, he boarded the train. All the devotees, with hope of recovery for him in their mind and tears in the eyes, bowed down to pay their respect. Strangely unlike before, Thakur extended his foot and touched every devotee's head by his toe, giving his blessing. The train left Puri and reached Cuttack. Chaitanya Bhai was waiting there with garland in hand hours before arrival of the train. He garlanded him, offered a prayer, crying all the time. Thakur seemed very grave. After few minutes, the train left the station with Thakur like a heartless brute. At Calcutta, Thakur stayed at Beligraria for some days, but there was dearth of room for Sukkabai, Narayani, and Suravala. A rented house was arranged for him in Bindhan Street. Dr. Bindhan Chandar Roy, the famous doctor who later became Chief Minister of West Bengal, came to examine him. He said nothing wrong with him and prescribed some medicines. After his departure, Thakur Ji said, "Ek bar binandar bidan ar cholbe na. This time Bidhan right will not do." Then Dr. Jogesh Chandra was called, and on asking of Thakur, he prescribed sleeping pills and some medicines. His health condition seemed to be stabilized. Observing Thakur being not able to take any solid food, Sukha Bhai went to Bazaar and came back with a packet of assorted Britannia biscuits, fruit pudding, and cakes. Those were expensive as well as tasty. Thakur, after remaining days on liquid food, took some of it and said smilingly, "Why feed an old man with such tasty food?" After some days, he called Suravala near and told her, after so many years, Suravala, had come. Suravala Ma asked him, "When did she come?" Thakur replied, "She came yesterday and had not left since then." Suravala Ma asked, "You said she had not left. Is she here now?" Thakur smiled and replied, "Yes, she is present in this room." Listening to this, Surabala became very worried. Next day, Nilratan Sarkar was called to examine him. After thorough examination was over, Thakur said, "Tell me, doctor, how many days are left?" The doctor smiled and said, "Why are you quite healthy? Why, you are quite healthy. Nothing is going to happen to you. Now relax." But after leaving the room, the doctor told others he is left with less than 36 hours. On 28 November 1935, his health condition worsened. He told Motilal Bhai, "I am leaving to be immersed in the thought of welfare of my devotees." His condition deteriorated. On 29th, Thakur lapsed into Samadhi again and again. Each time Bhuvan Bhai brought him back to normalcy and requested him, "Please Thakur, come back and please woke up." Thakur said in the whispering tone, "The body with which I cannot fulfill the desire of my devotees, with which I cannot go from one place to other, and which is no more of any use, ought to be discarded." But his last words to his beloved Bhuvan was, "Bhuvan, let me submerged within my inner self. Do not disturb me. Leave me alone." Telling this, he closed his eyes, went to Samadhi to never return back. A very bright, luminous chapter of history pertaining to spiritual world of India was closed forever. The figure with the internal smile slept on the bed and would never rise again. The sun had gone down, would rise again to illuminate the eastern sky. His body, which bore no sign of death, was taken into a big procession. From place to place, hundreds of wreaths were placed on his mortal frame, and he was laid to rest at Halisahar, where he had first gone to meet Mas Sudhansubala. Banamala Bhai and Durgacharan Bhai attended the burial at Halisahar, which was conducted in an atmosphere of overpowering silence broken by chanting of Vedic hymn, Samilani, and other notable incidents. Chaitanya Bhai arranged some money which could barely meet the expenditure for ticket and travel to attend Sarvabhauma Samilani at Mutt. After the Samilani was over, Thakur called for Chaitanya Bhai. He told Chaitanya Bhai, "Did you get pleasure attending the Samilani?" Chaitanya Bhai said, "Yes, Thakur." He said, "After your return, tell Banamali, Durgacharan, and other about the pleasure you imbibed and the experience you gained." But later, arriving at Puri, sitting on the sea beach, Thakur said, "Let us not hold the Samilani at Puri this year. Let you people attend Sarvabhauma Samilani and learn by your experience. Next year you can hold Samilani here." But the devotees had received the news that Thakur himself had announced Samilani to be held at Puri on the days of Samilani held at Mutt. Moreover, listening to this every detail, including the pleasure of Chaitanya Bhai, availed, had inspired them to go ahead with the arrangement for Samilani. They told him, "No, Thakur, we have already informed others that Samilani is going to held at Puri, and moreover, we have already advanced with arrangement of Samilani. We cannot cancel the program now at this stage." Thakur looked at their face and said, "Okay, whatever you desire." On that day, nobody knew the reason behind his advice. He also did not disclose it, as he did not want to disappoint them. But before the Samilani could commence, he passed away. Banamali Bhai and Durgacharan Bhai went to Halisahar to attend the burial ceremony. A meeting was held there to take a decision regarding next Samilani. In the absence of Thakur, no one was there to support the claim of Odia devotees for Samilani to be held at Puri. It was decided that on that day, Samilani will be held at Halisahar, and the next year it will be held at Puri. They pointed out that devotees will desire to pay their respect to Thakur at his Samadhi Sthal. Banamali Bhai and Durgacharan Bhai, who had left themselves orphaned due to the loss of Thakur, returned to Odisha with broken hearts.
Jayaguru Bhai.
Jayaguru Bhai, Jayaguru.
So we will have this Swadhyay at this place for today. Very important topic in the life of Nilachal Saraswat Sal, which was established by Thakurji himself, and the first Samilani held in Puri. So may Thakurji bless you, Vishwatma Bhai. You have done a wonderful
Jayaguru Bhai,
seva.
Jayaguru.
Jai.
भूल चूक माफ कर क्षमा कर दे भाई, जय ठाकुर जी महाराज, भाई मामा ने क्षमा कर दे, भूल है। जय गुरु।
ଜ୍ଞାନ ଭାଇ ଗୋଟିଏ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ଅଛି, ଆମେ ତାକୁ କରିକି ଆକୁ ପଳେଇବା। So the only question is being asked by Tushar Bhai, if NSS is also a part of Saraswata Matha, as Thakur himself told to call for Samilani at Puri, and by that time no Vibhagya ashram was there in Puri.
Right. So there was no Vibhagya ashram. Only there are 5 Vibhagya ashrams that Thakur has established, and the Matha. Those are the 6 ones Thakur established. And there were a lot of other, asana mandiras or asramas in different places. And Thakur, once they get open, Thakur will include them into part of one of the Vibhagya ashram. Nirachar Saraswat Sangha, when Thakur established, never put Nirachar Saraswat Sangha under any Vibhagya ashram. So if he wanted to do it, he could have done it either Paschim Mangala Saraswati Ashram, Kadakusma, or Dakshin Mangala Saraswati Ashram, which is Halisahar, but he never did that. So that is the point that we from NSS always say that Thakur, if Thakur really meant to make us part of the Saraswati Matha and the other things that he established, he would have done that. He never did. So we, in that sense, are independent from that.
And Thakur categorically told कि the organizer has called the Sammelani, so he never mentioned the doubt came because of that only.
Right.
Tell them कि
So he said, not organizer, he said the actual Odia word is Swayam Karta.
Swayam Karta.
The person who actually created this organization is inviting. So I don't need a Vibhagya Ashram to say, hey, there is no Vibhagya Ashram, how can you hold Sammelani? In that sense, he's basically saying, it is my order and you have to accept it. So that's what
ଆପଣ ଆଶ୍ରମରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ବୋଧେ?
ନାଇଁ ମୁଁ ଟିକେ ବାହାରେ ଅଛି।
ଆଚ୍ଛା।
Kind of tied up in something.
ଠିକ ଅଛି।
situation ମୁହଁ ଦିଶୁନି ଆଜି।
ଆଚ୍ଛା।
ଭାଇ, you want to talk like one line about that other thing ଯୋଉଟା discussion ଚାଲିଛି when Chaitanya Bhai became president?
Yeah, please mention. There is no problem.
Yeah.
So everybody knows.
Yes. Everybody knows when Banamali Bhai passed away in 1964, Chaitanya Bhai became president of Nirachal Saraswata Sangha. There is no doubt about it. This is definitely a fact, not a fact, it's wrongly written. And I'll also direct you guys to find the NSS bylaw, which is available in Satsika Mandira, which was established in 73. And in that bylaw, it mentions that Chaitanya Bhai is the lifelong president of Nirachal Saraswata Sangha. So in that bylaw, the law establishes Chaitanya Bhai as well as Durgacharan Bhai as secretary and Parijalga, and one other person, Guranti Patnaik. Those 3 out of the 9 were originally initiated by Thakur directly. So there is a provision for them that they are lifelong member of NSS governing body. So as long as they leave, nobody can take them out, no election, nothing can change that. So he was the president legally first, but Banamali was before him.
In which year Puri Sammelani was there?
36.
Yes.
I originally invited for 35 in 1934 Kukramukh Sammelani, where Thakur himself invited. Chaitanya Bhai was present, but Thakur didn't ask Chaitanya Bhai to do the invitation. He did it because nobody else was present, just Chaitanya Bhai was there. Then next year, 35 November 29th, Thakur left his corporal body. So, like this thing says, Banamali Bhai, Durgacharan Bhai went to Halisahar, and then they had a trust board meeting in Bidan Street where Thakur rented a place. Now we have seen some messages that they have established a Thakur's asana there. So they had a trust board meeting, and everybody requested Banamali Bhai that please don't push for holding the Sammelani here. They knew Sammelani was invited in 1934, got to be done in 35. So since Thakur is resting, his body is resting in Halisahar, everybody would like to see that, and let's have it in Halisahar, but we'll come to Puri next year and we'll hold Sammelani there, and they accepted and agreed. So 36 was the first Sammelani, Sarvama Sammelani in Odisha. Again, bhai.
So no more questions. So we'll request Devashish Bhai, Jayaguru Bhai. We'll request Devashish Bhai to announce the result of last Friday, both English and Odia.
Jayaguru Bhai.
Jayaguru.
समस्त भाई मानु जयगुरु प्रणाम। गत शुक्रवार आमर अधिवेशन संख्या थिला 252। आमर इंग्लिश जीवनी जो प्रश्नोत्तर कार्यक्रम अंशग्रहण करथिले 48 जन भाई उमा सेमान भितरु नम्रता दास मा हैदराबाद संगरु, रिद्धिमा कर्नाटक संगरु एवं जिष्णु बोली खाली लिखा हैतला, तेनु भाई उमा आमे जानिनु, तेनु जिष्णु भाई एंड मा सी कटक संघर एमाने थिले फास्टेस्ट फिंगर आउ जो माने फुल मार्क रखिछन इंग्लिश जीवनी रे से माने हेले ममताराणी चांदमा बालेश्वर संघरू, सुभाषिनी मिश्र मा ढेंकानाल संघरू, सपन कुमार गराई भाई बालेश्वर संघ, पायलनंद मा केन्द्र सब संघ, बनानी दे मा बालेश्वर संघ, शांतिलता महांती मा बालेश्वर, संतोष साहू भाई दिल्ली, गायत्री त्रिपाठी मा बरहमपुर, भाग्यदेव उपाध्याय भाई सागरी उपाध्याय मा बारिपदा, कुललता प्रधान मा नरसिंहपुर, कल्याणी मिश्र मा ब्रैकेट रे सुषमा मिश्र मा संबलपुर, सुचिस्मिता मिश्र मा बारिपदा, राजलक्ष्मी पात्र मा विक्रमपुर, प्रियंवदा पति मा मुंबई, धनंजय मिश्र भाई संबलपुर, ज्योत्ना नायक मा बालेश्वर, शरद कुमारी आचार्य मा जगतसिंहपुर, छबराणी उपाध्याय मा बारिपदा, जयंती दास मा बरहमपुर, भवानी पात्र मा अनुगुल, शिवानंद स्वामी भाई केन्द्रापड़ा, कल्याणी महांती मा केन्द्र सभा संघ, सुधा पंडा मा शशिका मंदिर महिला संघ, ऋतिक रंजन साबत भाई बरहमपुर। आमर ओडिया रे जो लीला प्रसंग एवं संघ सेवकर जो प्रश्नोत्तर कार्यक्रम थिला तादरे अंशग्रहण करथिले 61 जन भाई मा सेमानक भितरु जयंती त्रिपाठी मा कलिकता संघरु, विघ्नदास त्रिपाठी भाई कलिकता संघरु एवं सुभाषिनी मिश्र मा ढेंकानाल संघरु एमाने थिले फास्टेस्ट फिंगर। आउ जो माने फुल मार्क रखिछंती ओडिया प्रश्नोत्तर कार्यक्रम में से सुधा पंडा मा शशिका मंदिर, ममता नंद मा शशिका मंदिर, उदित सुंदर राय भाई अच्छा उदिता सुंदर राय मा अमेरिका संघ, बनानी दे मा बालेश्वर, पायलनंद मा केन्द्र सभा संघ, शांतिलता महांती मा बालेश्वर, संतोष साहू भाई दिल्ली, ममताराणी चांद मा सपन कुमार गराई भाई बालेश्वर, जयंती दास मा बरहमपुर, रिद्धि मा कर्नाटक, प्रियंवदा पति मा मुंबई, गायत्री त्रिपाठी मा बरहमपुर, रामलक्ष्मी राव मा बुर्ला, ब्रजकिशोर बेहरा भाई दिल्ली, प्रतिता प्रियदर्शिनी मा पुरी, कुललता प्रधान मा नरसिंहपुर, धनंजय मिश्र भाई संबलपुर, राजलक्ष्मी पात्र मा विक्रमपुर, भवानी पात्र मा अनुगुल, लोपामुद्रा पात्र मा शशिका मंदिर महिला संघ, शिवानंद स्वामी भाई केन्द्रापड़ा, शरद कुमार आचार्य मा जगतसिंहपुर, कल्याणी महांती मा केन्द्र सभा संघ, सुधा पंडा मा शशिका मंदिर, सुदर्शन साहू भाई जारका, ममता नंद मा केन्द्र सभा संघ, सुचिस्मिता प्रधान मा चौद्वार, संजीत साहू भाई जारका, राजलक्ष्मी मा रमालक्ष्मी राव मा बुर्ला, हरिहर भाई नरसिंहपुर। जय गुरु।
जय गुरु। समस्त माँ एवं भाई जो माने प्रश्नोत्तर सेवारे अंशग्रहण करथिले सेमानक पई श्री श्री ठाकुर पाखरे प्रार्थना, ठाकुर सेमानक आशीर्वाद करंतु। हमर इंग्लिश जीवन रो क्विज क्यूआर कोड माध्यम रे प्रदान करा जायछि ए स्क्रीन रे तथा व्हाट्सएप रे। तो समस्त अनुरोध यथा शीघ्र प्रश्न गुड़िकर उत्तर करनियंतु एवं ठाकुर आशीर्वाद भाजन हुअन्तु। जय गुरु। हम परवर्ती पर्याय को जीवा। आम गहण रे अछन्ते सरस्वती देवी माँ, बड़म्बा शाखा महिला संघर संपादिका एवं माँ आज पढ़िबे श्री श्री ठाकुर निगमानंद लीला प्रसंग स्वाध्याय करिवे। माँ जय गुरु। आपण
जय गुरु। श्री श्री ठाकुर महाराज श्री चरण सरोजरे प्रणति ज्ञापन पूर्वक मोर स्नेह सदिच्छा तथा भक्ति जयगुरु संभाषण जनाई पठित पाठ करुछि। वेदांतर इति और नीतिवादर अखंड वैदिक दर्शनर यही भावना ही परमहंस निगमानंदଙ୍କର हृदय भावना। निर्वाण चटकर गोटे छत्र आवृत्ति करू न करूनु समाधि सागर रे व्यष्टि अहम लय हो जाए। रातिर बाकी अंश दुई जनक ध्यानानंद रे अतिबाहित हो गला। परदिन केउ तिथि केते तारीख थिला श्री श्री ठाकुर को कहीं केबे परे प्रश्न करी नांती, से मध्य कही नांती ना पृष्ठ कस्यचित ब्रूयात। एही नीतिटी संपूर्ण भाव में तांकर मज्जागत थिला। तेणु सेई महास्मरणीय तिथिटी बा तारीखटी चिरदिन निमित्त सारस्वत संघ इतिहास हजि जाइछि। किंतु एकथा ठीक जे सेई तारीखर ही सूचना होइतिला परवर्ती 30 वर्षर निरवच्छिन्न गुरुधारा। सद्गुरु भूमिकार भव रंगमंच सही दिन ही प्रथम अवतीर्ण होइतिले स्वामी निगमानंद आमर परम आराध्य श्री श्री ठाकुर महाराज। आम मानक जीवन रे नूतन उषार स्वर्ण द्वार खोली जाइतिला सही महेंद्र क्षण रे। ଜଗତର ଯେତେ ସବୁ ଆବର୍ଜନା ଜଞ୍ଜାଳର ବୋଝ ବୋହିବା ସେହିଦିନ ଠାରୁ ତାଙ୍କର ଆରମ୍ଭ। ତନ୍ତ୍ରଧାରକ ସଦୃଶ୍ୟ ସ୍ୱାମୀ ସଚ୍ଚିଦାନନ୍ଦ ନିଜେ ସମ୍ମୁଖରେ ଉପସ୍ଥିତ ରହି ତାଙ୍କର ପ୍ରିୟ ସନ୍ତାନଙ୍କୁ ସତ୍ସଂକଳ୍ପରେ ବ୍ରତୀ କରାଇଥିଲେ। ସଂକ୍ଷିପ୍ତ ପୂଜାନୁଷ୍ଠାନର ବ୍ୟବସ୍ଥା କରାଇ ଆତ୍ମହୋମ ବା ଅନ୍ତର୍ଜାଗର ବିଧାନ ଦେଲେ ସେ। ମୋର ମନେ ହୁଏ ତାନ୍ତ୍ରିକ ଗୁରୁ ପୁସ୍ତକରେ ଶ୍ରୀ ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁର ଯେଉଁ ସଂକ୍ଷିପ୍ତ ଦୀକ୍ଷାଦାନ ପଦ୍ଧତି ଲିପିବଦ୍ଧ କରିଛନ୍ତି ଏବଂ ଅନ୍ତର୍ଜାଗର ଯେଉଁ ପଦ୍ଧତିଟିର ଉଚ୍ଛ୍ୱସିତ ପ୍ରଶଂସା କରିଛନ୍ତି, ତାହା ଶ୍ରୀ ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କର ଗୁରୁ ପ୍ରଦିଷ୍ଟ ପ୍ରଣାଳୀ। ଶାସ୍ତ୍ରରେ ଦୀକ୍ଷା ଓ ଅନ୍ତର୍ଜାଗର ଅଗଣିତ ବିଧାନ ଅଛି। ଦେଶ କାଳ ପାତ୍ର ଅନୁଯାୟୀ ଗୁରୁବର୍ଗ ତାହା ନିର୍ବାଚନ କରନ୍ତି। ଠାକୁର ନିଗମାନନ୍ଦ ଯେପରି ଗୁରୁନିଷ୍ଠ ଥିଲେ, ସେଥିଯୋଗୁଁ ସ୍ୱାମୀ ସଚ୍ଚିଦାନନ୍ଦଙ୍କ ନିର୍ଦ୍ଦେଶିତ ପଦ୍ଧତିକି ହୁଇଁ ସେ ସର୍ବପେକ୍ଷା ଶ୍ରେଷ୍ଠ ଜ୍ଞାନରେ ଅସଂଶୟରେ ସ୍ୱୀକାର କରିଥିଲେ ବୋଲି ମନେ ହୁଏ। ବିଶେଷତଃ ଅନ୍ତର୍ଜାଗଟି ସେମାନଙ୍କ ପରି ପରମହଂସ ସମାଜର ଉପଯୁକ୍ତ। ଶ୍ରୀ ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁର ସ୍ୱୟଂ କହିଛନ୍ତି, ମନ୍ତ୍ରଗୁଡ଼ିକ କିପରି ଭାବପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ଓ ହୃଦୟଗ୍ରାହୀ ପାଠକଙ୍କର ଅବଗତି ନିମନ୍ତେ ହୋମ ମନ୍ତ୍ର କେତୋଟିର ବଙ୍ଗ ଅନୁବାଦ ପ୍ରଦତ୍ତ ହେଲା। ତାନ୍ତ୍ରିକ ଗୁରୁର ଯେଉଁ ନିର୍ଦ୍ଦେଶ ଆଧାର ପଦ୍ମରେ ଚିଦାଗ୍ନିରେ ହୋମ କରିବ, ଚିତ୍କୁଣ୍ଡର ଯେଉଁ ବର୍ଣ୍ଣନା ଓ ନାଭିସ୍ଥିତ ଚୈତନ୍ୟ ହୁତାସନ ଜ୍ଞାନ ପ୍ରଦୀପ୍ତ ହୋଇଛି, ମୁଁ ମନୋମୟ ସବୁ ଦ୍ୱାରା ଧର୍ମାଧର୍ମ ରୂପକ ଘୃତ ସହାୟରେ ଇନ୍ଦ୍ରିୟ ବୃତ୍ତି ଗୁଡ଼ିକ ଆହୁତି ଦେଉଛି। ଏହି ଯଜ୍ଞ ଭାବନା କ'ଣ ସାଧାରଣ କୁଳଗୁରୁଙ୍କର ସାଧ୍ୟ? ଏହି ଯଜ୍ଞ କରିବାକୁ ହେଲେ କେବଳ ଜଣେ ପରମହଂସ ହିଁ ଅନ୍ୟ ପରମହଂସକୁ ନିର୍ଦ୍ଦେଶ ଦେଇପାରନ୍ତି। ଆଜି ଯେତେବେଳେ ଦୀକ୍ଷାଦାନ କାଳୀନ ଶ୍ରୀ ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କର ଗୁରୁଭାବ ବିମଣ୍ଡିତ ମହାମହିମାନ୍ୱିତ ବିଗ୍ରହ ମନେ ପଡ଼େ, ସେତେବେଳେ ସ୍ପଷ୍ଟ ମନେ ହୁଏ ତାଙ୍କୁ ସେତେବେଳେ ଏଇ ଆତ୍ମହୋମ ସମୁଦ୍ଦୀପ୍ତ ପ୍ରଭାସ୍ୱର ମୂର୍ତ୍ତିରେ ହିଁ ଦର୍ଶନ କରାଯାଏ। ଧର୍ମୋ ହବିର୍ଦୀପ୍ତ ଆତ୍ମାଗ୍ନୌ ମନସା ଶ୍ରୁବା ସୁଷମ୍ନ ବର୍ତ୍ତନା ନିତ୍ୟଂ ବ୍ରହ୍ମବୃତ୍ତି ଜୁହୋମ୍ୟହମ୍। ଧର୍ମ ହବିଦୀପ୍ତ ଆତ୍ମାଗ୍ନିରେ ମାନସ ସ୍ତୂପ ଦ୍ୱାରା ମୋର ବ୍ରହ୍ମବୃତ୍ତି ଗୁଡ଼ିକୁ ମୁଁ ସୁଷମନାବର୍ତ୍ତରେ ଆହୁତି ଦେଲି। ମନ୍ତ୍ରଟି ଶୁଣିଲେ ବୁଝାଯାଏ, ଆତ୍ମଯାଜୀ ତ୍ରିଗୁଣାତୀତ ଭୂମିରେ ଆରୋହଣ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଧୀରେ ଧୀରେ। ଯଜ୍ଞେଶ୍ୱର ବିଶ୍ୱାସ ଓ ତାଙ୍କ ସହଧର୍ମିଣୀଙ୍କର ଆନନ୍ଦର ସୀମା ନାହିଁ। ଶ୍ରୀ ନିଗମାନନ୍ଦ ଦେବଙ୍କୁ ସାଧକ ଅବସ୍ଥା ଠାରୁ ସିଦ୍ଧ ଦଶାରେ ଉପନୀତ ହେବା ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଖୁବ୍ ନିକଟରେ ରହି ସେମାନେ ଦେଖିଛନ୍ତି। ଏକାବାରେ ଖାଣ୍ଟି ସୁନା। ସେଥିପାଇଁ ତାଙ୍କ ଗୁରୁଦେବଙ୍କୁ ଦର୍ଶନ କରି ଦୀକ୍ଷା ନେବାର ଅଭିପ୍ରାୟ ଥିଲା। ଏଥର ସେହି ଜ୍ଞାନସିଦ୍ଧ ମହାତ୍ମା ସ୍ୱୟଂ କହିଛନ୍ତି, ମୋ ଚେଲା ମୋ ଠାରୁ ମଧ୍ୟ ବଡ଼, ତୁମେ ତାଠାରୁ ଦୀକ୍ଷା ନିଅ। ମହାଭାଗ୍ୟ ବଳରୁ ପରମହଂସ ନିଗମାନନ୍ଦ ଦେବ ମଧ୍ୟ ଏହି ପ୍ରସ୍ତାବରେ ସ୍ୱୀକୃତ ହୋଇଛନ୍ତି। ତେଣୁ ଦୀକ୍ଷା ଆୟୋଜନରେ କୌଣସି କାର୍ପଣ୍ୟ କରିନାହାନ୍ତି ବିଶ୍ୱାସ ମହାଶୟ। ସ୍ୱାମୀ ସଚ୍ଚିଦାନନ୍ଦ ଯେଉଁ ଦ୍ରବ୍ୟ ତାଲିକା ଦେଇଥିଲେ, ବଜାରର ଉତ୍କୃଷ୍ଟ ଜିନିଷ ବାଛି ବାଛି ସଂଗ୍ରହ କରିଛନ୍ତି ସେ। ଅକାତରେ ଅର୍ଥ ବ୍ୟୟ କରିଛନ୍ତି ବିଶ୍ୱାସ ଦମ୍ପତି। ଗୃହୀଙ୍କ ଜୀବନରେ ଏପରି ଦୁର୍ଲଭ ଯୋଗ ଖୁବ୍ କମ୍ ଆସେ। ବାରମ୍ବାର ସରୋଜ ଦେବୀ ଏହି କଥା କହୁଥାନ୍ତି। ସ୍ୱାମୀ ତାଙ୍କର ସର୍ବାନ୍ତକରଣରେ ଏକଥା ସ୍ୱୀକାର କରନ୍ତି। ଦୀକ୍ଷା ସମୟରେ ସିଦ୍ଧ ସଦ୍ଗୁରୁଙ୍କର ଋଷିକଣ୍ଠ ଉଚ୍ଚାରିତ ମନ୍ତ୍ରଧ୍ୱନି ଅଭିଭୂତ କରିଦେଇଛି ବିଶ୍ୱାସ ବାବୁଙ୍କୁ। ତାପରେ ମନ୍ତ୍ର ଗ୍ରହଣ ସମୟରେ ଗୁରୁ ନିଗମାନନ୍ଦଙ୍କୁ ସ୍ପର୍ଶ କରିବା ମାତ୍ରେ ସରୋଜବାଳା ଓ ଯଜ୍ଞେଶ୍ୱର ଦୁଇ ଜଣଙ୍କର ଦେହ ରୋମାଞ୍ଚିତ ହୋଇ ଉଠେ। ମନେ ହୁଏ ପ୍ରଚଣ୍ଡ ଶକ୍ତିଶାଳୀ ବିଦ୍ୟୁତ ପ୍ରବାହ ସଞ୍ଚାରିତ ହେଲା ଆନକ ଶୀର୍ଷ। ଭାବକମ୍ପିତ କଣ୍ଠରେ ଗୁରୁବରଣ କରି ଯଥାବିହିତ ଅନୁଷ୍ଠାନାନ୍ତେ ମନ୍ତ୍ର ଲାଭ କରିବା ପରେ ସ୍ୱୟଂ ସ୍ୱାମୀ ସଚ୍ଚିଦାନନ୍ଦ ଆଦେଶ କଲେ, ଉଠି ଠିଆ ହୁଅ ନିଗମାନନ୍ଦ। ଯଜ୍ଞେଶ୍ୱର, ତୁମେ ଦୁଇ ଜଣ ଜଣ ହୋଇ ତାକୁ ଭୂମିଷ୍ଠ ପ୍ରଣାମ କରିବ। ଚେଲା ଉଠି ଠିଆ ହେବା ମାତ୍ରେ ସସ୍ତ୍ରୀକ ବିଶ୍ୱାସ ବାବୁ ମଧ୍ୟ ସସମ୍ଭ୍ରମରେ ଆସନ ତ୍ୟାଗ କଲେ। ସ୍ୱାମୀ ସଚ୍ଚିଦାନନ୍ଦ ଠିଆ ହୋଇ ଆବିଷ୍ଟ ସ୍ୱରରେ କହିଲେ, ବତ୍ସ, ଏମାନଙ୍କୁ କୁହ, ଆଜିଠାରୁ ମୁଁ ତୁମର ଗୁରୁ, ପ୍ରଣାମ କର ମୋତେ। ସହସା ଯୋଗ ଦୃଷ୍ଟି ଉନ୍ମିଳିତ ହୋଇଯାଏ। ଶ୍ରୀ ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁର ପରମ ଉଲ୍ଲାସରେ ଦେଖିଲେ, କୁମିରାରେ ଯେଉଁ ଦିବ୍ୟ ବିଗ୍ରହରେ ସ୍ୱାମୀ ସଚ୍ଚିଦାନନ୍ଦ ତାଙ୍କୁ ମନ୍ତ୍ରଦାନ କରିଥିଲେ, ତାଙ୍କର ମର୍ତ୍ତ୍ୟତନୁ ଆଶ୍ରୟ କରି ସେହି ଅତି ଉଜ୍ଜ୍ୱଳ ସୁଦୀର୍ଘ ବରବପୁ ଅପାର୍ଥିବ ଜ୍ୟୋତିପ୍ରଭାରେ ଝଲମଲ କରୁଛି ତାଙ୍କ ସମ୍ମୁଖରେ। କଣ୍ଠସ୍ୱର ମଧ୍ୟ ଠିକ୍ ମାନବ ଦେହଧାରୀ ସଦୃଶ ନୁହେଁ। ସେ ଯେପରି ଗୁରୁ 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 ନିନାନିତ ନବ ନିରୋଧ ସମ ଜଳଦ ମନ୍ଦ୍ର ସେହି ସ୍ୱର। ପର ମୁହୂର୍ତ୍ତରେ ନିଜକୁ ସେହି ଅଚଞ୍ଚଳ ଆଲୋକଧାର ମଧ୍ୟବର୍ତ୍ତୀ ପୁରୁଷ ସହିତ ଅଭିନ୍ନାତ୍ମା ବୋଧ ହେଲା। ଗୁରୁ ଭାବରେ ଆବିଷ୍ଟ ପରମହଂସ ନିଗମାନନ୍ଦ ଗୁରୁ ଗମ୍ଭୀର ସ୍ୱରରେ କହିଲେ, ଆଜିଠାରୁ ମୁଁ ତୁମର ଗୁରୁ, ପ୍ରଣାମ କର ମୋତେ। ତାଙ୍କର ଶ୍ରୀପାଦ ତଳେ ପ୍ରଣାମ କରି ଲୋଟି ପଡ଼ିଲେ ଯଜ୍ଞେଶ୍ୱର ବାବୁ। ନିଜକୁ ମହାମାନ୍ୟ ରାଜକର୍ମଚାରୀ ବୋଲି ଆଉ ତାଙ୍କର ମନେ ହେଲା ନାହିଁ। ମନେ ହେଲା ଯେପରି ଜନ୍ମ ଜନ୍ମାନ୍ତରର କୃପା ଭିକାରୀ, ଏକ ଜୀବାଧମ ସେ। ଦୁଇ ହାତରେ ଗୁରୁଙ୍କର ପଦ ଧାରଣ କରି ଗଳଦସ୍ୟୁ ଲୋଚନରେ କହିଲେ, ଠାକୁର ଆଶୀର୍ବାଦ କରନ୍ତୁ, ଯେବେ କେବେ ଆପଣଙ୍କ କୃପାରୁ ବଞ୍ଚିତ ନ ହୁଏ। ତାଙ୍କର ଶିର ସ୍ପର୍ଶ କରି ମୌନ ଆଶୀର୍ବାଦ ଜଣାଇ ଗୁରୁ ସ୍ମିତ ମୁଖରେ କହିଲେ, ଉଠ ଯଜ୍ଞେଶ୍ୱର, ପ୍ରଣାମ କର ମୋ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ। ଯଜ୍ଞେଶ୍ୱର ବାବୁ ତାଙ୍କର ପାଦ ଧୂଳି ନେଇ ତତ୍କ୍ଷଣାତ ସ୍ୱାମୀ ସଚ୍ଚିଦାନନ୍ଦଙ୍କ ପାଦରେ ଲୋଟି ପଡ଼ିଲେ। ସରୋଜବାଳା ଶାଶ୍ରୁ ନେତ୍ରରେ ଭୂମିଷ୍ଠ ପ୍ରଣାମ କରି ହାତ ଯୋଡ଼ି ଗୁରୁଙ୍କ ଶ୍ରୀମୁଖକୁ ଚାହିଁ ରହିଲେ। କଥା କହି ପାରିଲେ ନାହିଁ। ତୁମେମାନେ ସେବାରେ ମୋତେ କିଣି ନେଇଛ ସରୋଜ ମା, ତୁମର ମୁକ୍ତି ନ ହେବା ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ମୋର ମଧ୍ୟ ଛୁଟି ନାହିଁ, ଗୁରୁ ସାକ୍ଷୀ। ଏତିକି କହି ସରୋଜବାଳାଙ୍କୁ ଆଶୀର୍ବାଦ କଲେ ସଦ୍ଗୁରୁ। ଏହି ମହିୟସୀ ମହିଳାଙ୍କ କଥା ପରବର୍ତ୍ତୀ କାଳରେ ଶ୍ରୀ ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁର କେତେ ଥର କହିଛନ୍ତି। ଯଜ୍ଞେଶ୍ୱରର ସ୍ତ୍ରୀ ମୋର ଯେତେ ସେବା କରିଛି, କେତେ ମଳମୂତ୍ର ଯେ ପରିଷ୍କାର କରିଛି, କେତେ ଯେ ଉପଦ୍ରବ ସହିଛି। ନିଜେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ସମାଧି ଭାଙ୍ଗିବାର କୌଶଳ ଶିଖାଇଥିଲେ। ତାଙ୍କରି ଭରସାରେ ଡେଇଁ ପଡ଼ିଥିଲେ ଅକୂଳ ସମାଧି ପାରାବାର ମଧ୍ୟକୁ। ସ୍ୱାମୀ ସଚ୍ଚିଦାନନ୍ଦ ମଧ୍ୟ ବାର ବାର ଅଭିନନ୍ଦିତ କରନ୍ତି ଦେବ ଦମ୍ପତିକୁ। ସସ୍ନେହରେ କହିଲେ, ସାଧୁଙ୍କର କ୍ଷଣିକ ସଙ୍ଗ ଲାଭ କରିବା ମଧ୍ୟ ମହାପୁଣ୍ୟ। ଆଉ ତୁମେ ଜଣେ ସାଧୁର ମୁକ୍ତି ମାର୍ଗର ସହାୟ, ତାର ଯୋଗ ସାଧନା ନିର୍ବିଘ୍ନ କରିଛ। ତୁମ ଭାଗ୍ୟର କ'ଣ ସୀମା ପରିସୀମା ଅଛି? ମୁକ୍ତି ମୁଖ୍ୟତଃ ତୁମର କର ଅମଳକବତ୍। ଯଜ୍ଞେଶ୍ୱର ବିଶ୍ୱାସ ସବିନୟରେ କହିଲେ, ମୋର ଇଚ୍ଛା ଶେଷ ଜୀବନରେ ମୁଁ ବାନପ୍ରସ୍ଥୀ ହୋଇ ଯତି ଧର୍ମ ଅବଲମ୍ବନ କରିବି। ମୋର ବାସନା କ'ଣ ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ହେବ? ସହାସ୍ୟରେ ସ୍ୱାମୀ ସଚ୍ଚିଦାନନ୍ଦ କହିଲେ, ସେ ସବୁ କଥା ମୁଁ ଜାଣି ନାହିଁ ବାବା। ତୁମର ଗୁରୁ ଯାହା କହିବେ ତାହା ହେବ। ମୋ ଦାୟିତ୍ୱ ଆଜିଠାରୁ ତାକୁ ଦେଇ ମୁଁ ମୁକ୍ତି ନେଲି। ଆଉ କ'ଣ ସେ ବନ୍ଧନରେ ଜଡ଼ିତ ହେବି? ଭକ୍ଷ୍ୟ ଭୋଜ୍ୟ ବସ୍ତ୍ର ଆସବାବପତ୍ରାଦି ଦୁଇ ଜଣଙ୍କ ନିମନ୍ତେ ହିଁ ଆଣିଥିଲେ ଯଜ୍ଞେଶ୍ୱର ବାବୁ। ଶ୍ରୀ ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁର ନିଜର ପ୍ରାପ୍ୟକୁ ମଧ୍ୟ ଶ୍ରୀଗୁରୁ ପାଦପଦ୍ମରେ ଅଞ୍ଜଳି ଦେଲେ। ଆଙ୍ଗୁଳି ମାରି ସେଗୁଡ଼ିକ ସ୍ପର୍ଶ କରି ସ୍ୱାମୀ ସଚ୍ଚିଦାନନ୍ଦ କହିଲେ, ଏଇ ମୋର ନେବା ହେଲା। ଏବେ ମୁଁ ତୋର ଦେହସ୍ଥ ଥାଇ ଏଇ ସବୁ ଭୋଗ କରିବି ବାଚା, ଏସବୁ ତୁ ରଖ। ମୁଁ ରମତା ସାଧୁ, ଏଥର ଏକା ଫେରିବି। ମୋତେ ଖାଲି ହାତରୁ ଯିବାକୁ ଦେ, ବୋଝ ବଢାଏ ନା। ଜ୍ଞାନ ସିଦ୍ଧ ମହାପୁରୁଷଙ୍କୁ ଚିହ୍ନନ୍ତି ତାଙ୍କର ଚେଲା, ଆଉ ବାଧ୍ୟ କଲେ ନାହିଁ। ଭୁରି ଭୋଜନାନ୍ତେ ବିଶ୍ରାମ କଲେ ଦୁଇ ଜଣ। ଅପରାହ୍ନରେ ପୁନର୍ବାର ଶିଷ୍ୟକୁ କିଛି ଇତି କର୍ତ୍ତବ୍ୟ ଉପଦେଶ ଦେଇ ବିଦାୟ ଚାହିଁଲେ ସ୍ୱାମୀ ସଚ୍ଚିଦାନନ୍ଦ। ସଜଳ ନୟନରେ ଚେଲା କହିଲେ, ଆଉ କିଛି ଦିନ ରହିଯାଅ। ଏଠାରେ ଯଦି ଭଲ ନ ଲାଗୁଛି ଗାରୋହିଲିରେ ମୋ ଆସ୍ଥାନକୁ ଚାଲ। ପାହାଡ଼ ପାଖରେ ନିର୍ଜନ କୁଟୀର ଭଲ ଲାଗିବ ତୁମକୁ। ନା ବାବା, ଆଉ ମୋତେ ଅଟକାଅ ନାହିଁ। ଗାରୋହିଲି ଏହି ଦେଶରେ ତ, ବଙ୍ଗଳାର ସୀମାନ୍ତରେ। ଆରେ ସର୍ବନାଶ, ଆଉ ବଙ୍ଗଳାକୁ ଆସିବି କେବେ? ତୁମ ଦେଶରେ ରହିଲେ ବ୍ରହ୍ମଜ୍ଞାନ ଚାଲିଯିବ ମୋର। ମାୟାର ଖେଳାରେ କେତେବେଳେ ଜଡ଼ିତ ହୋଇ ପଡ଼ିବି ବୁଝିବି ପାରିବି ନାହିଁ। ଜୀବନୀ ବାଣୀ। ଏଇ ଯେଉଁ ବାହାନା ଧରିଲ ବେଟା, ଆଉ ତିଳେ ମାତ୍ର ରହିଲା ନାହିଁ। ବ୍ରହ୍ମପୁତ୍ରର ତୀର ଧରି ପାଦରେ ଚାଲି ଚାଲି ବାହାରି ପଡ଼ିଲା। ତୀର୍ଥ ଦର୍ଶନ କରି ଯେତେବେଳେ ଇଚ୍ଛା ଟ୍ରେନକୁ ଉଠିଯିବ। ଏହାର 6 ମାସ ପରେ ହିଁ ବମ୍ବେରେ ଦେହତ୍ୟାଗ କରନ୍ତି ସ୍ୱାମୀ ସଚ୍ଚିଦାନନ୍ଦ ପରମହଂସ। ଜୀବନରେ ତାଙ୍କ ସହିତ ଶ୍ରୀ ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କର ସାକ୍ଷାତ ହୋଇନାହିଁ। ଶୁଣାଯାଏ ସାବିତ୍ରୀ ପାହାଡ଼ର ଚାରି ଦିଗରୁ ଥର ଥର ମରୁଭୂମି ମାଡ଼ି ଆସିବାରୁ କେତେ ବର୍ଷ ଧରି ଜଳାଭାବ ହୋଇଥିଲା। ସ୍ୱାମୀ ସଚ୍ଚିଦାନନ୍ଦ ଚୁନାରରେ ତାଙ୍କର ଆଶ୍ରମ ସ୍ଥାନାନ୍ତରିତ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ସ୍ଥାନ ପାଇଥିଲେ। ତଦ୍ୟ ଶିଷ୍ୟ ସ୍ୱାମୀ ବ୍ରହ୍ମାନନ୍ଦ ତାହାର ବିହିତ ବ୍ୟବସ୍ଥା କରିଥିଲେ। ବଙ୍ଗଳାରୁ ଫେରି ନୂତନ ଆଶ୍ରମ ପ୍ରତିଷ୍ଠା କରିବାର ଅଳ୍ପ ଦିନ ପରେ ସ୍ୱାମୀ ସଚ୍ଚିଦାନନ୍ଦ ମହାସମାଧି ଗ୍ରହଣ କରିଥିଲେ। ତାଙ୍କର କାର୍ଯ୍ୟ ଶେଷ ହୋଇଛି।
ଜୟଗୁରୁ ମା।
ଏଣେ ଦମ୍ପତି
ମା ଜୟଗୁରୁ।
ଜୟଗୁରୁ।
ମା ଏଇଠି ରଖିବା, ସମୟ ହେଇଯାଇଛି। ବହୁତ ସୁନ୍ଦର ଭାବରେ ଆପଣ ସୁନ୍ଦର ବିଷୟଟିଏ ଆଜି ସ୍ୱାଧ୍ୟାୟ କଲେ। ଠାକୁରଙ୍କର ପ୍ରଥମ ଶିଷ୍ୟ ଶିଷ୍ୟା ଯେଉଁମାନଙ୍କୁ ଠାକୁର ତାଙ୍କ ଗୁରୁଙ୍କ ଆଦେଶରେ ଦୀକ୍ଷା ଦେଇଥିଲେ। ବହୁତ ବହୁତ କୃତଜ୍ଞତା ମା, ଆପଣ ଏଇଭଳିଆ
ଯାହା କିଛି ଦୋଷ ତ୍ରୁଟି କ୍ଷମା ଦେବେ। ଜୟଗୁରୁ।
ଆପଣ ଏଇଭଳି ସେବା କରୁଥାନ୍ତୁ। ଠାକୁର ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଆହୁରି ଶକ୍ତି ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ, ଭକ୍ତି ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ। ତାଙ୍କର ଯାହା ଦ୍ୱାରା ହବ ନିଅନ୍ତୁ। ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଏତିକି ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା। ଜୟଗୁରୁ। ଆମେ ୟା ପର ପର୍ଯ୍ୟାୟକୁ ଯିବା। ଆମ ଗହଣରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ସନ୍ତୋଷ କୁମାର ସାହୁ ଭାଇ, ଦିଲ୍ଲୀ ସାରସ୍ୱତ ସଂଘରୁ। ଭାଇ ଜୟଗୁରୁ। ଭାଇ ସଂଘ ସେବକରୁ ସ୍ୱାଧ୍ୟାୟ ସେବା ଆରମ୍ଭ କରନ୍ତୁ। ଜୟଗୁରୁ ଭାଇ।
ଜୟଗୁରୁ ଭାଇ। ଉପସ୍ଥିତ ସମସ୍ତ ଭାଇ ଓ ମା ମାନଙ୍କୁ ମୋର ଜୟଗୁରୁ ସମ୍ଭାଷଣ। ସ୍ୱାଧ୍ୟାୟ ସେବା ସଂଘ ସେବକ, ପୃଷ୍ଠା 116। जो निर्गुणः सो निर्लिप्ताः शक्तिभ्यो नहि संयुतः शिश्रुक्षुराश्चितो शक्तौ निर्गुणः सगुणो भवेत्। जावन्ति च शरीराणि भोगाहाराणि महामुने प्राकृतानि च सर्वाणि श्रीकृष्ण विग्रहं विना। निर्गुण अटई जेहु से अटे निर्लिप्त कदापि नुहई शक्ति गुण रे आसक्त। केवल श्रीकृष्ण नित्य शुद्ध निरामय निर्गुण निर्लिप्त अटे ताहांकर काय। क्षुद्र विराट पुरुष मध्य तांक ठारू जात हेले श्रीकृष्णଙ୍କ इच्छा होइबारु। तारु होइले महाविष्णु सेहि परी ललाटु जन्मिले शिव विश्वरूप धारी। ए सकाशु महादेव अटंती सगुण निर्गुण बोली की परी कहुछ आपण। ଜୟଗୁରୁ। ଜୟଗୁରୁ ଭାଇ ଟିକେ ପେଜ
ଜୟଗୁରୁ ଭାଇ।
ହଁ। ରାଧା ପଦ୍ମା ସାବିତ୍ରୀ ଯେ ଦୁର୍ଗା ସରସ୍ୱତୀ ଏହି ରୂପେ ପଞ୍ଚ ଭାଗ ହୋଇଲେ ପ୍ରକୃତି ବୁଦ୍ଧି ଅଧିଷ୍ଠାତ୍ରୀ ଦେବୀ ଦୁର୍ଗା ଶିବଙ୍କର ପ୍ରିୟା ହେଲେ ଜାଣ ଆହେ ଦ୍ୱିଜ କୁଳବର ଏକଥା ଶିବଙ୍କ ମୁଖୁ ଶୁଣିଅଛି ମୁହିଁ ଏବେ ତୁମ ଆଗେ ସବୁ କହିଲି ବତାଇ ରତ୍ନାକର ପଞ୍ଚଧ୍ୟାୟ च प्रकृतिः श्रीकृष्णस्य बभूवः राधा पद्मा च सावित्री दुर्गा देवी सरस्वती बुद्ध्याधिष्ठात्री जा देवी ज्ञानसुः शक्ति संयुता सा दुर्गा सुळिनः कान्ता तस्या लज्जा कुतो गता। ଏହା କହି ଗଣେଶ୍ୱର ଅଳ୍ପ ସମୟ ଅପେକ୍ଷା କରିବାକୁ ଅନୁରୋଧ କଲେ ମଧ୍ୟ ପରଶୁରାମ ନିଜ ଶକ୍ତି ବଳରେ ଭିତରକୁ ପ୍ରବେଶ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଉଦ୍ୟତ ହେଲେ। ଗଣେଶ ଅତିଶୟ ବିନୟ ସହକାରେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଭିତରେ ପ୍ରବେଶ କରିବାକୁ ବାରମ୍ବାର ନିଷେଧ କଲେ। ଏହାପରେ ପରଶୁରାମ କ୍ରୋଧାନ୍ୱିତ ହୋଇ ଗଣେଶଙ୍କ ପ୍ରତି ପରଶୁ ନିକ୍ଷେପ କରିବାକୁ ଉଦ୍ୟତ ହେବା ଦେଖି କାର୍ତ୍ତିକେୟ ପରଶୁରାମଙ୍କ ହାତ ଧରି ବୁଝାଇବାକୁ ଲାଗିଲେ। କାର୍ତ୍ତିକେୟ କହିଲେ, ବୋଇଲେ ଭୋମୁନି ତୁମେ କରୁଛ ନୀତି ଗୁରୁପୁତ୍ର ଗୁରୁତୁଲ୍ୟ ସକଳେ କହନ୍ତି ଗଣେଶଙ୍କୁ ମାରିବାକୁ ଯାଉଛ କେମନ୍ତେ କି ବୋଲି ବୋଲିବେ କୁହ ତୁମକୁ ଜଗତେ ହୃଦୟରେ ଗୁରୁ ଭକ୍ତି ନଥାଏ ତୁମର ଲୋକ ଦେଖାଇବା ପାଇଁ ଗୁରୁ ଭକ୍ତି କର। ଗଣେଶ ପୁରାଣ। କାର୍ତ୍ତିକେୟଙ୍କ ଅନୁରୋଧରେ ପରଶୁରାମ ଗଣେଶଙ୍କ ପ୍ରତି ଅସ୍ତ୍ର ନିକ୍ଷେପ ନ କରି କେବଳ ଗୋଟିଏ ଧକ୍କା ମାଇଲେ। ସେଥିରେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଗଣପତି କ୍ରୋଧାନ୍ୱିତ ନ ହୋଇ କହିଲେ, ଭାଇ ମୁଁ ଈଶ୍ୱରଙ୍କର ଅନୁମତି ବ୍ୟତୀତ କେବେ ହେଲେ ତୁମକୁ ଭିତରେ ପ୍ରବେଶ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଛାଡ଼ି ଦେଇ ପାରିବି ନାହିଁ। ପ୍ରଥମେ ତୁମେ ଆଜି ଅତିଥି ପୁଣି ମୋର ଗୁରୁ ଭ୍ରାତା ଏବଂ ଈଶ୍ୱରଙ୍କର ପ୍ରିୟ ଶିଷ୍ୟ, ତେଣୁ ମୁଁ ତୁମର କଟୁବାକ୍ୟ ସହ୍ୟ କରି ବିନୟ ସହକାରେ ଅନୁରୋଧ କରୁଅଛି ତୁମେ କିଛି ସମୟ ଅପେକ୍ଷା କର ଭାଇ। ମୋତେ କାର୍ତ୍ତବୀର୍ଯ୍ୟ ବୋଲି ମନେ କର ନାହିଁ। ମୁଁ ଗୁରୁଦେବଙ୍କର ପୁତ୍ର ଗଣେଶ୍ୱର, ତାଙ୍କ ଅନୁମତିରେ ଦ୍ୱାର ରକ୍ଷା କରୁଅଛି। ପରଶୁରାମ ସେ କଥା ନ ଶୁଣି କର୍ଣ୍ଣରେ ଫିଙ୍ଗି ଦେଲେ ଧରି ତାଙ୍କୁ ଅତ୍ୟନ୍ତ ରାଗରେ। ତଥାପି ସେ ତିଳେ ହେଲେ ରାଗ ନ ବହିଲେ ଉଠି ଧର୍ମ ଦେବତାଙ୍କୁ ସାକ୍ଷୀ କରାଇଲେ। ସେ ଅନ୍ତେ ପୁଣି ରାମଙ୍କ ନିକଟକୁ ଯାଇ ପ୍ରବୋଧନା କଲେ ନାନା ମତେ କଥା କହି ଈଶ୍ୱର ଆଦେଶ ବିନା ଭିତରକୁ ତୁମେ ଯାଇ ନ ପାରିବ କେବେ ଜାଣୁଅଛୁ ଆମ୍ଭେ ଶିବଙ୍କର ଶିଷ୍ୟ ତେଣୁ ଅଟ ଆମ୍ଭ ଭାଇ ବ୍ରାହ୍ମଣ ଆସିଛ ପୁଣି ଅଭ୍ୟାଗତ ହୋଇ ସେ ସକାଶୁ ଯେତେ କଲେ ହେଲେ ଅପରାଧ ମୋହର ମନରେ ଜାତ ହେଉନାହିଁ କ୍ରୋଧ ଏ ସକାଶୁ ବୋଲୁଅଛି ଦଣ୍ଡେ ମାତ୍ର ରହ ଜଣାଇଲା ପରେ ଯିବ ନାହିଁଟି ସନ୍ଦେହ। ରତ୍ନାକର। ଏହାପରେ ପରଶୁରାମ ବଳ ପ୍ରୟୋଗ କରି ପୁଣି ଭିତରକୁ ପ୍ରବେଶ କରିବାକୁ ଉଦ୍ୟତ ହେବାରୁ ଗଣପତି ତାଙ୍କର ଶୁଣ୍ଢ ଦ୍ୱାରା ପରଶୁରାମଙ୍କୁ ଆବଦ୍ଧ କରିଦେବାରୁ ସେ ଅତିଶୟ କୁପିତ ହୋଇ ଗଣପତିଙ୍କ ପ୍ରତି ପରଶୁ ଅସ୍ତ୍ର ନିକ୍ଷେପ କଲେ। ସେଥିରେ ଗଣପତିଙ୍କର ଗୋଟିଏ ଦନ୍ତ ଭଗ୍ନ ହୋଇଗଲା। ପରଶୁରାମଙ୍କର ଏପରି କାର୍ଯ୍ୟ ଦର୍ଶନ କରି ସମସ୍ତେ ହାହାକାର କରିବାକୁ ଲାଗିଲେ। ଦନ୍ତ ଭଗ୍ନ ଶବ୍ଦରେ ଶିବ ପାର୍ବତୀଙ୍କର ନିଦ୍ରାଭଙ୍ଗ ହୋଇଗଲା। ସେମାନେ ବାହାରକୁ ଆସି ଦେଖିଲେ ଯେ ଗଣେଶ ଭଗ୍ନ ଦନ୍ତ ହୋଇ ଲଜ୍ଜାବନତ ମୁଖରେ ଅବସ୍ଥାନ କରୁଛନ୍ତି। କାର୍ତ୍ତିକ ପାର୍ବତୀଙ୍କୁ ଆନୁପୂର୍ବିକ ସମସ୍ତ ବିବରଣ ନିବେଦନ କଲେ। ତାହା ଶୁଣି ପାର୍ବତୀଙ୍କ ଅବସ୍ଥା ଯେପରି ହେଲା ପୁରାଣାକାର ତାହା ବର୍ଣ୍ଣନା କରିଛନ୍ତି। ପୁତ୍ରର ଦୁର୍ଦ୍ଦଶା ଦେଖି ଦେବୀ ଭଗବତୀ ମୂର୍ଚ୍ଛା ଯାଇ ଭୂମି ତଳେ ପଡ଼ିଗଲେ ସତୀ। କାର୍ତ୍ତିକେୟ ତୋଳି ଧରି ଚେତା କରାଇଲେ ବହୁତ ରୋଦନ କରି ପୁତ୍ରକୁ ଧଇଲେ କୋଳରେ ବସାଇ ମୁଖେ ଦେଲେ ଚୁମ୍ବନ କ୍ରୋଧ ଶାନ୍ତି କଲେ କହି ପ୍ରବୋଧ ବଚନ ମାତାଙ୍କ ପ୍ରବୋଧ ବାକ୍ୟେ ଦେବ ଗଣପତି ଚିତ୍ତୁ କ୍ରୋଧ ପରିହରି ହେଲେ ଶାନ୍ତ ମୂର୍ତ୍ତି। ଗଣେଶ ପୁରାଣ। पार्वती देवी शोक संवरण कला परे स्वामी को मर्यादा रक्षा करी जेभଳି परशुराम को प्रति व्यवहार कले सेथिरे मध्य बहु शिक्षणीय विषय देखिबा को मिले। पार्वती कहिले हे प्रभु जगत रे दुर्गा को आपणकर दासी बोली समस्त जानती किंतु जो दासी स्वामी को अपेक्षा न करी समस्त कार्य करि जानती सेमानकर दासी जीवन महत्व रहे नाही। ईश्वर निकट रे तृण ठारू पर्वत पर्यंत समस्ते समान हेले मध्य ए क्षेत्र रे पुत्र और शिष्य मध्य कहार दोष होई अछि ताहा आपण विचार करंतु कारण आपण धर्मविद मानक मध्य अग्रगण्य अटंती। ए विषय रे आमर पार्श्वदगण उचित साक्ष्य प्रमाण प्रदान करि पारिबे। एमाने साक्ष्य प्रदान समय यथार्थ निरपेक्ष भाव में समस्त विवरण आपण निकट व्यक्त करेंगे। निरपेक्ष भाव में समस्त विवरण आपण निकट व्यक्त करेंगे कारण जो माने प्रकृत विषय अवगत होई मध्य क्रोध लोभ और भय हेतु सभारे अन्य प्रकार साक्ष्य प्रदान करती से निश्चय नरकगामी होती। मु उभयंकर दोष गुण विचार करने को समर्थ होइतिले मध्य आपणकर विद्यमानतारे मोर अन्य आदेश प्रदान करने शास्त्र सम्मत नुहे। सभास्थल रे राजा उपस्थित थिबा बेले सेवक बा कर्मचारी मानकर अन्य प्रति आदेश प्रदान करिबा अशोभनीय एवं मर्यादा हानिकार कार्य हेबो। सर्वे जानन्ति जगते दुर्गां शंकर किंकरीं अपेक्षा रहिता दासी तस्याश्च जीवनं वृथा अहं विबोधितुं शक्त्वा निन्नेत्री च द्वयरपि तथापि तव साख्याभू ममाज्ञा निंदिता स्मृते। आहे मुनिवर शुण मन स्थिर करी शंकरंकु अनायन पर्वत कुमारी बोइले आहे ईश्वर एतिनी जगते आपणक दासी मुहि जानती समस्ते। अपेक्षा रहित हुए चेबे दासी जन वृथा अटई केवल ताहार जीवन। दासी तनयर बा शिष्य ब्राह्मणर दोष होई अछि तार सुविचार कर। दुहिंक विवाद कथा बुझी करी मुहि निर्णय करिबा पाई समर्थ अटई। तथापि तुम आगरे मु विचार कले निंदिबे जगत लोके जान मोते भले। राजा थाऊ थाऊ तार पारिषद गण न्याय बुझिबा सकाशे नुहंती भाजन। क्रोध शोक घेनी जाहा कहुअछि एबे दोष थिले आपण आता मार्जना करिवे रत्नाकर। पार्वती कहले हे प्रभु बहु काल तपस्या करी मु आपण को स्वामी भाव रे लाभ करिथिले मध्य आपण काले मते परित्याग करिदेबे सेथि निमित्त मु सर्वदा भय रे अस्थिर थाए। हे जगन्नाथ मु दारुण पुत्र स्नेह रे वशीभूत होई कोप और शोक प्रयुक्त जो वाक्य प्रयोग करियछि सेथि पई मते क्षमा कर। सुचिरं तपसा प्राप्तं तदीय चरणाम्बुजं परित्याग भयेनैव सन्ततं भितया मया। त्वया यदि परित्यक्त्वा तदपुत्रेण तेन किं स्वाध्वासन्दस जायाश्च शतपुत्राधिकः पति। अशब्दंस प्रसूता जा दुःशीला ज्ञानवर्जिता स्वामिनं मन्यते नासौ पितृदोषेण कुत्सित। कुश्चितं पतितं मूढं दरिद्रं रोगिणं जडं कुलजा विष्णुतुल्यं च कांतं पश्यति संततं। पार्वती देवी महादेव को उत्तर देला बेले सती नारी धर्म संबंध में जो वाक्य प्रयोग कले ताहा मध्य प्रणिधान योग्य। पार्वती कहिले हे नाथ आपण जदि मते परित्याग करती तेबे मोर पुत्र ठारू किछि मात्र प्रयोजन नाही। जेहेतु सती नारी मानकर पुत्र ठारू पति ही अधिक प्रिय। जो नारी माने नीच वंश रे उत्पन्न से माने पितामाता दोषरु ज्ञान शून्य होई स्वामी के प्रति अवज्ञा भाव पोषण करती। सत्कुला जात नारी माने निज स्वामी के प्रति अवज्ञा भाव स्वामी सत्कुला जात नारी माने निज स्वामी रूप पतित मूर्ख दरिद्र रुग्ण किंबा जड़ हेले मध्य तांको सर्वदा विष्णु तुल्य दर्शन करिथांती। हे महेश्वर अग्नि और सूर्य समस्त तेजस्वी मानक मध्य श्रेष्ठ हेले मध्य एमानक तेज सत्य और पतिव्रतार तेज सहित षोडशांशरे मध्य समान नुहे। महादान पुण्यव्रत उपवास तपस्या जो फल मिले ताहा पति सेवा फल सहित तेले मात्र समान नुहे। सती नारी मानकर आत्मीय स्वजन माने मध्य ପତିଙ୍କ ସମାନ ପୂଜ୍ୟ ନୁହନ୍ତି। ହୁତାସନୋ ବା ସୂର୍ଯ୍ୟ ବା ସର୍ବ ତେଜସ୍ୱିନାଂ ପରଃ ପତିବ୍ରତା ତେଜସଶ୍ଚ କଳାଂ ନାହାନ୍ତି ଷୋଡ଼ଶୀମ୍ ମହାଦାନାନି ପୁଣ୍ୟାନି ବ୍ରତାନ୍ୟନାଶନାନି ଚ ତପାଂସି ପତିସେବୟାଃ କଳାଂ ନାହାନ୍ତି ଷୋଡ଼ଶାମ୍ ପୁତ୍ର ବାପି ପିତ ବାପି ବାନ୍ଧବାଶ୍ଚ ସହୋଦରାଃ ଯୋଷିତାଂ କୁଳଜାତାନାଂ ନ କଶ୍ଚିତ୍ ସ୍ୱାମିନଃ ସମ ସତୀ ନାରୀଙ୍କର ପତି ସତପୁତ୍ର ଠାରୁ ଅଧିକ ଅଟନ୍ତି ଜାଣ ଆହେ ଜ୍ଞାନୀ ଗୁରୁ ଦୁଶୀଳା ନାରୀ ବଂଶଜା ହୋଇଥାଏ ଯେହୁ ପତିଙ୍କୁ ଅବମାନନା କରଇଟି ସେହୁ କିନ୍ତୁ ଯେ ଉତ୍ତମ କୂଳେ ଜାତ ହୋଇଥାଏ ପତିଙ୍କ ଆଜ୍ଞାଙ୍କୁ ମାନି ସର୍ବଦା ସେ ରହେ। ହୁତାସନ ସୂର୍ଯ୍ୟ ଦୁହେଁ ହେଲେ ତେଜଶାଳୀ ପତିବ୍ରତାର ତେଜକୁ ନ ପାରନ୍ତି ବଳି ଉପବାସ ବ୍ରତ ଦାନ ପୁଣ୍ୟ ଆଦି ଯେତେ ପାତିବ୍ରତ୍ୟ ଧର୍ମ ଠାରୁ ନ୍ୟୁନ ସମସ୍ତେ। ଏହିପରି ଭାବରେ ପାର୍ବତୀ ଦେବୀ ଶଙ୍କରଙ୍କୁ ନିଜର ବେଦନା ଜଣାଇବା ସମୟରେ ଦେଖିଲେ ପରଶୁରାମ ଇତ୍ୟବସରରେ ଶିବଙ୍କର ପଦ ସେବାରେ ନିଯୁକ୍ତ ହୋଇଯାଇଛନ୍ତି।
ଜୟଗୁରୁ ଭାଇ,
ଜୟଗୁରୁ।
ଭାଇ ସମୟ ହେଇଯାଇଛି, ଆଜି ଏଇଠି ରଖିବା ସ୍ୱାଧ୍ୟାୟ। ବହୁତ ସୁନ୍ଦର ଭାବରେ ଆପଣ ସ୍ୱାଧ୍ୟାୟ ସେବା କରିଥିବାରୁ ଶ୍ରୀ ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଆଶୀର୍ବାଦ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଆମେ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା ଜଣାଉଛୁ।
ଭୁଲ ତ୍ରୁଟି ଥିଲେ କ୍ଷମା କରିବେ। ଜୟଗୁରୁ ଜୟଗୁରୁ।
ଦେବାଶିଷ ଭାଇଙ୍କୁ ଅନୁରୋଧ, ଆମର ସଂଘ ସେବକ ତଥା ଲୀଳା ପ୍ରସଙ୍ଗର ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ QR କୋଡ୍ ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ ପ୍ରଦାନ କରିବେ। ଆମର ଆଜି ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ 3-4ଟି ଅଛି, କିନ୍ତୁ ତା ଦେହରୁ ଗୋଟିଏ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ସାଧନ ସମ୍ବନ୍ଧୀୟ ଏବଂ ଗୂଢ଼ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ। ତ ମୁଁ ଭାବୁଛି ଜ୍ଞାନ ଭାଇଙ୍କୁ ଆମେ ଅନୁରୋଧ କରିବା ଆସନ୍ତା କାଲି ଯଦି ସେ ସବୁ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନର ଉତ୍ତର କରନ୍ତେ, କାରଣ ସମୟ ବି ହେଲାଣି, ପ୍ଲସ୍ ଭାଇ ବି ବାହାରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି।
ହଁ ଭାଇ, କାଲି କରିବା, କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ। ଜୟଗୁରୁ।
ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ସେ ପାରାଗ୍ରାଫଟା ପଠେଇ ଦେଇଛି। ସେ ପାରାଗ୍ରାଫରୁ ତୁଷାର ଭାଇ ଗୋଟିଏ ଲାଇନ୍ ପଚାରିଛନ୍ତି, ବଟ୍ ସେ ଗୋଟେ ଲାଇନ୍ରେ ହବନି, ସେ ପୁରା ପାରାଗ୍ରାଫଟାକୁ ବୁଝେଇ ଦେଲେ ଠିକ୍ ହବ। ତେଣୁ ଆସନ୍ତା କାଲି ଆଜିର ଯାହା ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ରହିଗଲା ଆମେ ଆୟୋଜକ ମାନଙ୍କୁ କହୁଛୁ ଟିକେ ଆକୁ ରେକର୍ଡ କରି ରଖିବେ, ଆସନ୍ତା କାଲି ଏ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ମାନଙ୍କର ଉତ୍ତର ନେବା। ଜୟଗୁରୁ। ଆଜି ବଡ଼ ସୁନ୍ଦର ଭାବରେ ସମସ୍ତ ଭାଇ ଏବଂ ମା ମାନଙ୍କ ସହଯୋଗରୁ ସେବାଟି ସମ୍ପନ୍ନ ହୋଇପାରିଥିବାରୁ ଶ୍ରୀ ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ କୃତଜ୍ଞତା ଜଣାଇ ଆସନ୍ତା କାଲି ପୁଣି ରାତି 9ଟା ବେଳେ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ନିମନ୍ତ୍ରଣ କରି ଆଜିର ସେବା ସାଙ୍ଗ କରିବା। ଜୟଗୁରୁ 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 ଜୟ।